What is up, guys? This is David from Bronx Banter coming at you with a heartbreaking episode. I don't even know where to begin. You guys can see from the thumbnails, you guys can see from the title. Gerrit Cole is getting an MRI. And this was announced yesterday morning. Breaking the fourth wall a bit. I'm recording this at 3 o'clock in the morning of March 12th, where on the 11th in the morning we found out about Cole's MRI. No exaggeration, I haven't been able to sleep. Part of it could be due to my own, sleep schedule or working overnight. Another part of it could simply just because I just can't sleep thinking about Gerrit Cole, possibly us not having our ace for even a single start of the season, let alone possibly getting an MRI and coming back with God knows what injury. I was actually at Disney. I'm over in Orlando, Florida, enjoying my time with my wife on a day off, and I got that news, and I was like, man, life is good. The weather was really nice, and then all of a sudden, I got this news. And to make it better, which I may talk about in another episode, is Aaron Judge is feeling banged up as well. But kind of to address the exact quotes that came out regarding Gerrit Cole getting an MRI, Aaron Boone came out and said that his recovery before getting to his next start has been more akin to what he feels during the season when he's making 100 pitches. So basically he's saying how Gerrit Cole's feeling right now, throwing 45 pitches to 50 pitches in a spring training game. Season hasn't even started. Should be very little wear and tear on the body. He's saying that he is feeling the same exact fatigue and I don't want to say pain, but the same exact struggles with recovery than if he was in the middle of the season throwing 100 pitches a start, which is kind of concerning. And it goes on to continue to say that when he's at 45 pitches and building up to 55 like he is now, he usually doesn't have the recovery issues he's currently having. And then Andy Martino adds and says that it seems this MRI seems more precautionary, but with it being an elbow issue, you never know, and it's never so simple. Now, could this elbow issue mean Tommy John? Could this issue just be him aging and getting used to his older body? I feel like if that was the case, he has professionals around him that would be able to pinpoint that and acknowledge that. It is spring, so maybe they're trying to not assume just general fatigue from age and just wear and tear of pitching in so many MLB seasons. Maybe they're just doing precautionary and trying to knock it out as early as possible before a unannounced or unacknowledged injury develops into Tommy John mid-season. So I don't know. My brain goes everywhere and anywhere. I'm not sure what you guys think. You guys let me know down in the comments below. Is this just inflammation and maybe he's going to be out for 2 weeks? Either way, like I said in the beginning of this video, I can imagine our rotation not having Gerrit Cole for a single start, let alone 2 starts, 3 starts, 4 starts, the whole season. God forbid if it's Tommy John. Like, I can't imagine that. Gerrit Cole is the epitome of what our starting rotation is basically clinging on. Our starting rotation has issues with performance consistencies. Gerrit Cole solves that. Our starting rotation struggles with injuries and being on the field consistently. Gerrit Cole usually resolves that. Here, not so much, but again, he's only human. So just imagine our rotation without Cole. I never thought of that. I never want to think about that, but we're in a position where we have to think about that. Where our next man up, our starting rotation, where number 1 starter is Carlos Rodon, that got a 6.7 ERA last year and is still looking a bit iffy this spring. Can't throw a ball over 95, at least we've seen so far in spring training. We have heard him go up to 97, but I haven't seen it so far. Carlos Rodon, our ace. God forbid if Gerrit Cole does go out with an injury. Stroman, which I think has could produce greatly for us, and I do think has a high ceiling. But he has his injury issues. Cortez, Schmidt. I'm not so worried about number 5 being Will Warren or Chase Hampton. They've been performing well, and I do think they're very capable of being a number 5 starter. But looking at number 1 being anyone but Cole for our starting rotation is scary. So if I know I'm jumping the gun here because I could come back, the MRI could come back and be negative, and we're all good, and we're not losing hairs or losing sleep over starting rotation without Cole. But if we don't have Cole for a large amount of time, I do the Yankees have to be more aggressive in what still is considered an offseason with Monty on the board, with Snell still on the board, with them still saying that they're interested in Cease. Maybe if they're aggressive enough on Bieber, maybe Cleveland will let him go. But even if you try to get any of those starters, none of them's going to replace Cole. No starter. In my opinion, I may be biased, and I'm a Yankee fan. I'm going to be biased. Cole is the best pitcher in baseball. Hands down, he's the pitcher you want to be, from his ability to strike guys out, his ability to lead a rotation himself, his ability to go the distance, give you 33 starts. You know, he's won ERA titles before. Cole is just the perfect package of a starting pitcher, and there's not a single starting pitcher out there I think is better than Cole and is going to be able to replace. Are they going to be able to be serviceable? Yeah, there's other aces out there, but the only ace out there that's on the market, and I don't mean to be rude, but is barely considered an ace because of, again, some concerns with walks and innings pitched and consistency, which is another issue with our starting rotation, as I mentioned, is Blake Snell. That's the closest thing to an ace that we could possibly get. And then, of course, Cease, but that package is supposedly very high. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I could be wrong, but this is like one of the first times we've ever had an injury scare with Cole. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. Maybe early on into his Yankee tenure. But when we need him most, we already had such an insecurity with our starting rotation. We were already wanting to add guys like Cease and Snell. It's not like we're getting Cease and Snell, or we're wanting to get Cease and Snell because we're missing one pitcher. No, we are, even with Cole, even with the best pitcher in baseball, we still feel like we're a starting rotation that needs Cease and Snell. So I could think about this all night, clearly, because it's 3 a.m. right now, and I'm just ranting on about it. But I can't imagine, again, a world where Gerrit Cole is not a part of this season. I don't think it's a stretch to say that our season, we may not have as bad of a season as we had last year, but I'm not confident with any of our pitchers performing in the playoffs. Our World Series hopes are absolutely positively gone if Gerrit Cole is not in the starting rotation at all this year. That is just guaranteed. Could we scrape some wins with what we hope to be a great offense this year and get 90 wins maybe and make a playoff spot, a wild card spot? Yes. But when it's time in a division series or a championship series, or I don't even think we're going to make it sniff the World Series, but if we get there, we don't have a starting rotation, or our starting rotation hasn't proven to us that we have a starting rotation that can function without Cole, that can carry us to win a World Series. It's guaranteed the season is over in terms of World Series or bust if we don't have Cole. Cole is irreplaceable. And if we do somehow get someone like Snell or get someone like Cease, again, I still feel the same way. If we don't have Cole, it's going to be tough. It's going to make it a little bit easier, but it's going to be tough to win the World Series without our ace Cole. I could be overreacting. Again, this is all kind of initial reaction, but let me know what you guys think. What should the Yankees do? Do you think the Yankees will do anything? Again, all this may be for nothing because we may come back Thursday and Cole may just be tired. I don't know. He may have slept on the wrong side of the bed and didn't recover right. I don't know. Um, I just my mind goes everywhere, and I have no doubt if you're a true Yankee fan, you feel the same way. Let me know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And if you liked today's episode, please make sure you subscribe down below. It'll truly mean the world. Check out what YouTube suggests will be a great video for you. And also, The Martian wants you to subscribe. Judge wants you to subscribe. So make sure you do. And until next time, peace and be blessed.